Welcome to The Explainer. You know, the future isn't something that just happens to us. It's something we can actually build. But to build it right, you need the right skills. So today, we're going to talk about the two literacies that could literally define the future for a nation of 240 million people.
So let me ask you a question. What if you could map the future? I'm not talking about some crystal ball or fortune-telling gimmick. I mean, what if you could actually develop a skill that helps you anticipate and, navigate all the craziness that's coming? What would that even look like?
Well, it has a name. It's called Futures Literacy. UNESCO actually calls it a critical competency for the 21st century. And it's basically the skill of imagining and getting ready for a whole bunch of possible futures. The best way to think about it? It's your compass for whatever's coming next. Okay, so if futures literacy is your compass, then you're also going to need a toolkit, right? Something to actually build with. And that's our second skill, AI literacy. And listen, this is not just for coders. It's about knowing how to use AI tools, what they're for, and the ethics behind them, so you can build that future responsibly. So we have a compass and we have a toolkit. But why is everyone talking about this right now? Why the big rush? Well, it's because the world is in the middle of this massive, massive technological shift. And the stakes? They are absolutely enormous. Just look at this number, 97 million. That's how many new jobs related to AI the World Economic Forum thinks will be created around the world by 2025. That's not a small change. That's a whole new world of opportunity, and it is coming at us fast. And if you think that number's big, check out the economic impact, $13 trillion. That's what McKinsey estimates AI could add to the global economy by 2030. We're not talking about an upgrade here. This is a full-blown revolution. And here is the thing you really have to get. The world isn't waiting around. Countries that are really thinking ahead, I'm talking about places like Finland, Singapore, and the UAE, they're already weaving these skills into everything, from their schools to their economies. The race has already started. So with all this happening globally, it brings up a huge question. Where does Pakistan fit into this picture? Well, the source material we're looking at points to three major gaps, and they're creating a really specific, really urgent challenge for the country. Now, to get the challenge, you first have to understand Pakistan's single greatest asset, its people. A staggering 64% of the population is under the age of 30. This is what you call a demographic dividend. It's an incredible resource of energy, new ideas, and just raw potential. But all that potential is slamming into a brick wall. A shocking 31% of Pakistan's educated young people are unemployed. So that's the first gap. You have this massive pool of talent completely disconnected from the economy. And the problem isn't just with the workforce, it's also with the employers. A survey from 2024 found that only 18%, just 18% of companies in Pakistan have any kind of real plan for adopting AI. So many are just stuck, reacting to things instead of preparing for them. The third gap, and honestly, this might be the biggest one of all, is language. More than half the population prefers to learn in Urdu, but almost all the best, most up-to-date materials on futures and AI literacy, they're in English. This creates this huge barrier that locks out millions of people from the knowledge they need. So yeah, with these three big gaps, things can look pretty tough. But our source, Dr. Salman Khatani, doesn't just point out the problems. He lays out this clear 5-point roadmap he calls Native Solutions. It's a plan built specifically for Pakistan's unique situation. And the plan tackles each gap head-on. First, bilingual curriculums to bridge that language divide. Second, corporate foresight labs to get businesses thinking about the future. Third, AI upskilling hubs to directly address youth unemployment. Fourth, mass awareness campaigns to get the whole country excited and informed. And finally, policy integration to make sure all this change actually sticks.
When you boil it all down, the global race, the local challenges, this 5-point plan, it all comes down to one single incredibly powerful choice. And that choice is this. Is the country going to be a future taker, someone who just sits back, reacts, and basically consumes a future that was built by somebody else? Or will it be a future maker, someone who is proactive, who uses these skills to build and shape their own destiny? It's really the difference between being a consumer and being a creator.
So the source material leaves us on this cliffhanger with this powerful, unfinished thought. If Pakistan wants to be a future maker, not a future taker, And the rest of that sentence, well, that's the part that has to be written next, not with words, but with action.